Yo, it's me, it's S-E-O-T-T, baby, and I'm back with my review of the 2017 film Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Michael Rooker, Dave Bautista, and is directed by James Gunn. Okay, so there's some people out there who don't like this movie. I say, what is wrong with you? Mentioning of it, but yeah, this movie is just as good as the first one. It's got heart. And how can you hate little Groot? Come on! I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Come on. Hate on him. So what's the story this time? The story is that now Peter's going to meet his father. We get a couple side stories with a Ravager by the name of Taserface who takes over the Ravengers. There's a little side story with that has to do with Rocket, Groot, and Yondu. And we have also the Sovereign, who are introduced at the beginning of this film. And they're not really the main villain, but they're an antagonist, you know what I mean? So is Taserface. Yes, that's his name, Taserface. The Sovereign are introduced because the Guardians are hired to take out this giant squid thing, which they do to the tune of, "Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's the blues that made a new way. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why we had to hide away for so long, so long." The music in this is great. I love the music. Especially when they use The Chain by Fleetwood Mac during the final battle. And if you don't love me now, I will never love me again. You can still hear you playing and I will never break the chain. I don't know all the words, but yeah. So the story is, we get the start of this film. It starts with, and I'm assuming the 70s or the 60s, before Chris Pratt was born, before Star-Lord was born. And you got a de-aged Kurt Russell who looks fantastic, to borrow a word from Arnold. Fantastic. He looks fantastic. And you have the mom, who wasn't de-aged because she could play, because she died in the 1980s, so, you know. And he's showing her this special weird little alien plant behind the Dairy Queen. Ah, Dairy Queen, I see what you did, because Guardians of the Galaxy, they were a Dairy Queen, they had the Dairy Queen Blizzard Galaxy thing back when this came out. Ha ha, Dairy Queen. Remember when I first watched this, I was like, Dairy Queen. Ha, okay, I get it. We're going to show Dairy Queen like one of the first scenes. And then we switched to them fighting the squid thing. And so the whole thing with the Sovereign is that Rocket stole some batteries. And that's why they're mad. Oh, maybe the Sovereign's the most useless villain in this, or antagonist, because it only serves to set up the third film, which they do in a post-credit scene. That's the only thing it really seems to serve. Is you have Ego, you have Taserface, and so they're kind of, side by side. But then you have this. It's like, okay, you have Taserface. You have two different plot lines here. One with Taserface, Rocket, Groot, and Yondu. The other one with the remaining, with Ego, and then Star-Lord, Drax, Gamora, Nebula, and Mantis on that side. And you have two different sides, and it's like, okay, you have two different plot lines going, and then the Sovereign shows up. It's like a thorn in your neck. It just won't go away. It's like, no, I got something else going on. No, the Sovereign's, no. Okay, we're doing this. No, what? The Sovereign's back. Hold on. That's what it is. Like I said at the beginning, the Sovereign show up. They, they pay them, whatever, they do the job for them. They go away, Sovereign! And then they find out it's still better. So the Sovereign came after them, shoot them down, but they're saved by Ego. Okay? But then the Sovereign show up later anyway. There's a Sovereign. There they are again. See? And then they don't show up again until the post-credit scene. One of the 5 post-credit scenes. There's only 2 that really need to talk about here that are kind of Well, the serious, there's the one with Sylvester Stallone, who is sadly wasted in this film, as he's really just a cameo. He shows up as an old friend of Yondu's and tells him, basically foreshadowing what's going to happen. He says, "You will never get a Ravager death, or you will never get a Ravager funeral." And I was like, shit, he's dying, isn't he? And he does. He does, but not before he says the most badass line in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, there's a couple of them, but this is the most badass line. Right before he dies, he says, "He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy." That made me cry a little bit. But the most badass line ever said in an MCU movie was said by Yondu in this movie, and if you know what I'm talking about, say it with me. "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." It's my favorite line in the film, because I grew up watching Mary Poppins, and that one got me going. I remember watching it, and first watched this, and he's like laughing at him, because he's got that whistle thing. He's like, "What's so funny? You look like Mary Poppins. Is he cool?" "Yeah, he's very cool." And then he yells out, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." I love Michael Rooker. I do. It's a shame he died, but the way, they do that is that, like, after he died, they would do the funeral. Apparently, Rocket sent out a message to all his old Ravager buddies, and even though telling him what he did, sacrificing himself, and apparently this earned him the Ravager funeral, which I thought was really cool. Ego. Let's talk about Ego. The Living Planet. But because it's Kurt Russell, because they have... If this was on a TV show, he would be the big giant planet and that's it. But because you have to hire an actor to play the role in live action, not just the voice, and you have Kurt Russell, he has to have a physical form. Which I guess works. And if you don't know, in the comics, he's not Peter Quill's dad. It's some other alien, but they changed it for this. And yeah, I could see that, because if you have to change things, make Ego a little bit different, you have to give him like a human, what's that called? Avatar. A human avatar. Human-like avatar, I get it. Here's my question though. Why does it age? Like, we see a young version of Kurt Russell in the beginning of this, right? Why is he now old? I understand 34 years have passed. But, or 30, whatever, years have passed. But, by the way, this takes place like shortly after the first one. So it's still in 2014, by the way. But, if you can make yourself a physical avatar, why do you have to age yourself? Why... Did he mention that his avatar's age? Because I don't understand. I don't remember if they did, but it just feels weird. Like, why would you make yourself look old when it's just a physical avatar? You could change yourself and make yourself look human. I don't know. And he tells Peter that he's half God or whatever, and that's why he could hold the Infinity Stone in the last one. I thought they were gonna have Infinity Stone. Like, what was left? The Soul Stone. And I'm sorry, but the Soul Stone is the worst handled stone ever. They make this big mystery about it, and what do we know? You have to sacrifice something for it, but we don't really know what it does. They never show us what I should be waiting until... You know what? I'll stop, and I'll wait till I get to Infinity War, because that's one of the biggest questions left over from this whole Infinity Saga is, what does he do? It's like playing a game, going through, where is this? It's like Kindergarten Cop. We're going to play a little game called Where is the Soul Stone and what does he do? I mean, find where it is, or we never know what it does. Not really. Anyway, back to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. There's a conflict between Nebula and Gamora. They hug at the end. I'm so sick of them arguing. And now it'll be the other way around. Because it's a different Gamora. So now you'll have a good guy, Nebula, in the next one. and Gamora will be a little iffy on the situation. Even though she did turn against Thanos, and she tried to talk to the other Nebula, they're still gonna do that because they gotta have that kind of, because they had a sister bond in this one, but now they're different. And I'm just saying. Baby Groot, very good. Rock is good in this. The music is great. Like I said, if there's one thing I do criticize, it's okay. Drax, Mantis. I get it. They don't like the way each other look. Okay? But you don't have to spend so much time on how they think they both look disgusting. Alright? And then you have this little thing at the end where Drax is like, you are beautiful too. On the inside. It wasn't needed. Alright? The whole little banter between them and how they're both ugly to each other, not necessary. That really just kind of... Can we get back to the plot, please? I like how Peter was mentioned that he used to say that David Hasselhoff was his father. And so Ego turns into David Hasselhoff in one of the things. And I like how in the final battle, they can turn into anything they want. They can create anything they want. And Peter turns into Pac-Man. Because 80s. Oh, and somebody didn't notice, there was this... that Peter has these flashes of stuff that happened through his life. And what I didn't realize the first couple times I've seen this is that they actually have a quick blink and you're missing moment of Yondu teaching a young Quill, played by Wyatt Oleff, the same actor, how to do the gun or whatever, to shoot, in the Ravager costume and everything. I did not know that. I didn't realize the first few times. Things you watch. Anyway, yeah, this was pretty good, and I guess I cried. I cried a couple times, before he even died, for God's sake, where he's he and Rocket are arguing, and Rocket's like, I gotta go. And he's like, no. He's like, go. No, not without you. And they just kind of stare at each other, and I'm starting to tear up anyway. He's like, I have an air breather thing and a rocket thing, or whatever they are called, but only one of each. Okay, so here's my problem. Here's my problem with the whole situation. Is sacrifice. Why? Hear me out. So the whole thing is that there's one air breather thing, one jetpack thing. So he gives the air breather thing to Peter, and he has the jetpack. Why? Peter has his mask. The mask out. He has that. So why does he need to have an air breather thing? I was thinking of this when it happened. I started to cry. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this necessary? Peter has his mask. I guess just go. This sacrifice was not necessary. And if you think he doesn't have his mask, well, either he doesn't or he got one in the 4 years before Infinity War happened, because he has it in Infinity War. So what happened to his mask? Did I miss something? Was it smashed? Did he have to get a new one? I mean, come on. And another thing that makes it necessary is that the Guardian ship, she'd been right out in space. So they could have just swooped in and saved them. Yondu's death, as sad as it was unnecessary. They could have gotten around it. I just thought 2 ways they could have gotten around it. But I guess Michael Rooker didn't want to come back or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's really kind of unnecessary if you think about it. Peter had his mask, or they could have swooped in and saved them as soon as the thing went kaplooey. I mean, I'm just saying. All in all, guys, this is a pretty good movie. I'm gonna give it a 7 because I really enjoy it. There's a few problems that bog it down, but I'm gonna give it a 7. So, what are your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Let me know in the comments below. Before I go, I have an announcement to make. A couple of them. I bought some ice creams. I did the video on the frozen ice creams. Well, the Frozen 2 ice creams. This one is Finding Nemo, and I'll do a video on that. I have another video I want to do, like a snack time video or something. And I'm going to start, I bought season 2, 3, and the Halloween special of Scream, the TV series. I'm going to be reviewing them one season at a time, and then and the special. So you know, there's that. So I'll be doing that, and so I got 3 things going on right now: MCU reviews, Hellraiser, Scream, and I think I'm gonna focus on Scream because here's the thing: when I have to sit here, I have to do a review. It's getting kind of, I'm not going anywhere really because of what's going on. I'm stuck here. So I don't go anywhere. So the fact that I have to do 2 or 3 reviews, sometimes 4, in a day, have to get back up, going here, get back up, going here. It's like, it's getting overdone. I need more time to myself. So I figure if I start binge watching the seasons, I'll have a little more time to, to go through. Maybe have 1 review a day, And then, you might have this because you have this, and then I'm going to start watching season 1 of Scream, which I don't know if I'll get a review out tonight or tomorrow. Depends on how long it takes to watch. There's 13 episodes of season 1, so I don't know. But I look forward to that. Plus, I'm going to do one of my 2 other videos today, so I look forward to those. So until then, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.